So, welcome. My name is Neil Grant of Granty Art, and today we're going to make lips like Jagger. So, just got some very simple tools here to do it. I've got the old reliable plastic card, hotel key card. This is bowling alley card. Got a popsicle stick, the regular popsicle stick. Sharpened pencil, make sure it's sharp. And just a sort of slightly fine paintbrush. So let's get started. Before we can build any lips, we need to have something to stick them to. I'm going to stick them onto a flat surface here, just for ease of showing you with the camera what I'm doing. When you think about lips, although we draw them on a flat surface, in reality they sit on a very rounded surface, so they wrap around your teeth. And if you think about the shape of your gums, they're very far from flat. So when I'm thinking about putting on lips normally, I'm thinking about putting them on the side of a mug or the side of a Coke can, because that's really how the curve goes. So never make lips entirely onto a flat surface, because it'll just look weird. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of clay, and volume varies depending on how big the lips are, but I'm going to start to make the top lip, and the way I do that is just to make a moustache, kind of like a Super Mario Brother moustache. So what I'm going to do, so I'm making my moustache, and I've made this shape slightly wedge shaped. So if you see at this side it's slightly narrower and it expands out. So we're going from the bottom of the nose here down to the top lip here. So where I'm running my finger along is actually the top lip. So because it's the top lip, I try and make this curved. I'm just rubbing my finger over the top of it now, just to give me a nice sort of curved surface. So if you can imagine, I'm just placing it here, I'm not sticking it on yet. You can imagine our lip like this. So this is the base of the nose. Now, when we talk about sculpture, quite often we talk about planes of the face. And planes are just fancy terminology for flat surfaces. So when you look at the upper lip, there's normally sort of three flat surfaces to it. One like that, which goes from the middle of the lip. Just snag it a little bit there, close a little bit dry. So there's normally one surface that goes like that, one surface that goes down the side here, and another surface that goes down the side like this. So there we go, sort of 1, 2, 3. Now, if you feel your own face, if you feel above the top lip, you'll find a little channel. And that little channel runs between the base of your nose and your top lip is called philtrum. And I'm just going to mark this in at the moment, just using a lollipop. So I'm just going to use that, just pull that little channel in there, just so we know it's there. And I'm just going to take a little bit off the top there. So can you see we're beginning to develop up now our upper lip structure. Now when you look at the upper lip, it's actually made of three volumes, three distinct volumes. There's a little middle volume normally. I'm just going to pop that in. I've got one volume here. Let me just bring the camera in a little tighter. Just move that across a bit. We've got one little volume here. And then we've got two little volumes on the side. Now, whenever you want to get symmetry or equal volumes, I find the most effective technique to make yourself a little sausage, like that, and then just tear it in two. And that way, you get equal volumes. I do this when I'm making ears, when I'm doing eyes, any of those sort of techniques. So I'm just going to take one of those and just squeeze it out into a little bit of a sausage. I'm just going to pop it here. Can you see that? That's one side of the upper lip. And exactly the same again. This is the second side of the upper lip. Can you see the the three main volumes we've got there? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend those in. I just wanted you to see them. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to take those and just blend them onto the front of the face here. Just to start, I'm always remembering that this volume is curved and convex. So it pushes out, it doesn't go in. Just blending those surfaces together with my stick. Got our volumes, blending them in. I'm just going to pop this off and give a quick smooth with my finger. You can see if we pull those nice and smoothly, we're beginning to develop that upper lip volume. Do you see that coming through there? I'll just pop that down. Now, one of the challenges we have when we're making lips is when we see lips in real life, we can tell where they are because there's a difference in colour. The lip is, obviously wearing lipstick is red, but generally sort of a darker pink than the rest of the face, or a different colour there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little cheat. So I'm just going to delineate it slightly with an ever so slight edge. Using the edge of another popsicle. You see, I'm just pulling that in. I'm not making much of an impression, just enough to suggest to the eye that there's a change in colour. Whether it's a brown lip or it's a pink lip, whatever it is, it just suggests a change of colour. Obviously, we're monochromatic. This is just a little device for us. So it just starts to give a bit of definition for us. Obviously, don't leave any sharp edges lying around. So there we go. So we're starting to develop up our upper lip. Can you see that? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start to develop the lower lip. And our good old friend, the moustache, helps us again. So I'm just going to take a little amount of clay. Now, remember our Jagger picture. Jagger has a much bigger bottom lip. I keep calling it Jagger. Maybe I should refer to him as Sir Mick or whatever he is nowadays. Mick Jagger has a very pronounced bottom lip. Much bigger than his top lip in terms of the volume. And what I'm going to do is I'm just making a moustache again. I'm making it as an upside down moustache this time. Oh, there we are. You see how I'm starting to pull that same shape. Remember we talked about the planes of the upper lip? We've got the same deal on the lower lip. We've got I'm just doing this for placement, just to see how much clay do I need to add, where does it need to go. I'm not pushing it on. So I need a bit more clay on the sides here. I'm going to develop these volumes out here. So, now, when you develop the volumes of the lower lip, there are two parts to those, not three. So I'm going to make the same sausage of clay, make it slightly bigger volume. I'm going to pull them in two to give me my two equal volumes. And I'm going to pop them on here like this. Really trying to pump that volume out a bit there. See that? Pump that volume out again there. I've got these two volumes here. See them? And they kind of slot in between. So if you look at the upper lip, the gap between the lips is never a straight line. As soon as I see that, I think, that looks wrong. It looks what we used to be a practiced by the gangsters called the Chelsea Grin, which is where they place a knife into somebody's mouth and pull a gash. You end up with that sort of effect if you're not careful. So always looking for a sort of curved bow shape between the lips. Never a Chelsea smile or a Chelsea Grin. So we just put those two volumes in. I can see that I need to bend the clay slightly upwards into the corners here, just to get it in, so that the corners of the lips meet. Just starting to develop that up. So you begin to see your two volumes there interacting with our three volumes here. So I'm going to take that now. I'm going to blend the clay in here. Using the edge of the popsicle stick here. Blend these clay volumes. So it looks like what you've actually got, you've got one big circular muscle sitting beneath the lips. So that's what we're really trying to get to. There's one complete, you can imagine you're running your finger all the way around the mouth muscle here, around the lips, and effectively you've got, you know, like a NASCAR race around the mouth. So I'm pulling this into the corners now. Remembering my planes, one plane down, two planes to the side. You can see I'm starting to develop this bottom lip up. I'm actually going to add a little more volume here because I want to make Jagger's bottom lip a bit juicier. Final thing we're going to do, this short section, we're just going to pop some corners in here. So we've got our corners. Just add a little bit of flesh in here. A little bit of flesh in here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pencil and just mark in a little bit of a corner here and a little bit of a corner here. See the general shape of the lip there. So we talked a little bit about the corners. What you find is there's a little pad of fat combined with a load of little stringy muscles that meet in the corner of the mouth. And this is how we smile. Those muscles contract and pull the mouth back over the teeth and gums. We represent that by making a very small, again, another sausage. I'm not being sponsored by Tyson Foods, I assure you, but we make a little sausage like this, split it in two, make two little corner pieces, and just fit them around here like this. And this just sort of finishes off the corner of the mouth. Daisies. So I'm just going to pop those in there, frame in that little hole. I'm just going to blend them. Again, I can... We'll talk about some of the deeper patterns. So remember the planes, got our chin off, coming down off here. We've got this area up here called the philtrum. I'm just going to press a little bit here and here. Just because I noticed Jagger has quite a sort of well-defined philtrum there. So it's got a little bit of a raised sort of couple of pieces there. Now that will do you as a basic sort of Jagger-esque mouth. Obviously, you can vary the volumes you put in here. And facial expression will have a huge impact on them. So a smile versus a scowl versus a sneer are all going to have different movements of the lip. One thing that's a nice little thing to do is just give, you've got lots of wrinkles, lots of vertical wrinkles in the lips. And one of the ways you can represent this is just by a series of little lines. Don't make them too uniform. So there we go. We have a nice little mouth there. What I'll do later is I'll post a video of how we can sculpt on a curve and how it's slightly different. And I'll teach you how to put lips on the side of a mug. Actually, I'm not a potter, but if you imagine teeth are very much like the side of a mug, it can be an interesting thing to do. So what I will do is I'll let this dry out. And I will go back and just clean this middle line here up. It's got a little bit of gunk in it in the middle at the moment. We'll clean that up just to give a nice sort of definition to the middle part of the mouth. But there you go. That's a pair of Jagger lips. So enjoy. If you like this video, go to our website, www.granty-art.com. You can see some of my work. You can also see where I'm teaching, and yeah, enjoy your clay. Take care.